the intellectual, financial, spiritual, and nudger, you know, par excellence. And without Maury, none of this would be happening. And he's going to share with you some of the accomplishments of ACRE over the past few years.
Nice crowd. So here we are on our third conference of continuing rabbinic education, which is really more, for those of you who have been here before, a conversation rather than a frontal conference, and it works very well. And Steve Krause and his team at Jesna has spent a lot of time putting this together, and I explained to my fellow trustees that all of them have day jobs, and so to bring everybody together and everybody leaving still smiling after 3 years is quite an accomplishment, and everyone recognizes that Steve does all this work together. Here we are in the third conference, and we're on this journey. Lasko remarked that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step, and we're here in the third step. And it's really appropriate, I suppose, that this is Parsha Lech Lecha. So we are on this journey, and we're moving along together. And together is very important, because each person that participates in each organization and each seminary and rabbinic school that participates makes this thing work. It doesn't work individually, and because you know, we just need this whole movement. If you review the mission statement, which is in your folders, and I didn't learn to the end of the last meeting, the folder has 3 openings, and if you open it on the inside of the, there is the mission statement. I think a remarkable statement of where we want to go in rabbinic education, and I think it's fairly brilliant. I had nothing to do with it, and so I can say that, but the people that put it together were really did a remarkable job. So what have we done in the last 3 years? Well, a lot of it was detailed work. We're now 501c3. We have these developing mission and vision statements. We have a website, which is very sophisticated. And the fact that the participants continue to work together, as I said before, is probably our biggest accomplishment. We have committees on advocacy, communication, and research, and each one has come together to perform and to set their charter and set their vision for where we should be doing in this nascent field of continuing rabbinic education. The website is becoming very active. Last year, there were almost 3,000 visits, 85% more than the year before, and the individual visits, so that was have been 1,438 visits, an increase of 122%. So that lets you know that I'm not the only person that's clicking on the website. The idea that the website needs to be populated by your input, in other words, the courses that the rabbinic schools and the rabbinic organizations are providing really have to be entered into the website, and that's where people are, you know, these 3,000 people are checking to see what not only is happening in their own organization or their own rabbinic school, but what other people are doing, and by this cross-fertilization, ideas will develop, and new ideas will come forth to help to with the research that we plan to, that the ACRE plans to do, and with the evaluations the plans to do, ACRE plans to do, will help to increase and improve the field. The Alliance has stressed the importance of evaluating programs, and we will need to develop metrics for evaluation to determine outcomes not only for the rabbis, but also of the congregations and organizations that they serve. And so as continuing rabbinic education becomes the norm for the rabbinate, it's hoped that funding will also become available, not only for carrying out the work of the Alliance, but also funds for the work of the individual organizations and for the rabbinic schools. by helping rabbis take the forefront in leadership in the Jewish world, we should be able to demonstrate how important and effective the rabbi is as a force for transformation in a constantly changing world. I'm just finishing reading a book called Startup Nation. Dan Senor and Saul Singer, if any of you had time to read that, and it's really inspiring. And you know, the year 1984 was sort of the nidus when Israel had to begin, or did begin, this high-tech venture. Now, you know, when you used to ride into Tel Aviv, there were some houses there. Now you see every major tech industry in the world has a large building in Israel now. And I think that we are in the beginning of this continuing rabbinic education concept is the beginning of where hopefully in 20 years, hopefully before that, we will be at a point where people say, you know, you remember when people used to leave the seminary and they, because of what their boards, I was going to say did to them, but maybe I should say what their boards did, being drawn in all kinds of directions, we didn't have time to continue to study, and this is what this is all about. So we are on our way, and 3 is a holy number, 7 is also a holy number, so we're driving towards 7. And hopefully we will achieve those things with all of your help. I found this couple lines from a poem by Rob Cook called Whispers of Existence. I'd like to finish with that. And he wrote a century ago, "A generation will awaken and come to life, singing to beauty and to life. And if people return to life, will hear the wealth of life's secrets." And I think that's what this is all about for our rabbis, for our people, and for the world.